Perhaps you should have done the same.
This is blasphemy. This is madness.
Madness. This is Sparta!
All right. So with that, I'll introduce myself. My name is Chahwan, co-founder and CEO of Sarwa. As you can see from the video, the link we're trying to make here is how a startup is so limited on resources. But it's really amazing through when people come together as a team, even with limited resources, within 6 months, with the right passion and dedication, and even a little amount of funding, what we can do. So today we want to show you how we're tackling financial inclusion in the area of wealth management. And of course, it takes a lot of dedication, but it also takes a lot of alliances when you're tackling such a big problem. So the team is made up of, just a quick back, about myself, hedge fund developers, a financial advisor, and some marketers. On our board, it's very UAE focused, people that know the region really well, know financial services, and VCs that really believe that robo-advisory should definitely be in this market. So a bit about the problem that we're solving. Essentially, if we look at the wealth management landscape, where it started in the 1980s as mutual funds, it went into brokerage, ETFs, and in the 2010s, you started seeing robo-advisors. And today, we have more than 200 billion in them. In the UAE, we're still in the 1990s. And it's really crazy because from a financial inclusion, it doesn't mean it's about the unbanked. It's actually people like us in the room as well, because we don't know what low fees are. We don't know what's transparent pricing. We don't know what's a nice user experience. So while there's a lot of really good solutions, we don't have anything in the UAE that we're ready to, that lives up to that. So until Sarwa, you see a lot of robo-advisors that are making investing easier, more affordable. And now today, we want to fill that gap and put the fintech scene of the UAE on the map. So the use case we solve for is typically a young professional, Raquel, that works at BCG. But from our current traction, it's actually much more than that. It's about young families, young parents that want to save for their kids, that are leading busy lives and don't want to go through the hassle of finding the right investment solution and the advice. So the gap is really between someone that finds that investing confusing with no guidance, and wealth managers that are too expensive and inaccessible with 100,000 plus minimums. So from a user experience, if you want to go through the hassle of investing, you don't know where to start today. It's very difficult to choose the right investments. It's very difficult to understand speculation versus investing, where to start. It's also a very archaic process. If you try to open an online banking with any of the banks, it's a lot of signing papers still. And on top of that, it can be quite scary, where you'll see a lot of dodgy news, investment traps that could scare you away from it altogether. So the solution is something that we discussed today, which is AI using algorithms to be able to make the whole process a lot easier through on-demand human advice, as well as optimally reallocating the portfolio.
Today.
So
Ready
we'll
to
quickly
get started?
see what it looks like.
Let's build your wealth. Start by creating an account and see how easy it is to get started in 3 simple steps. Step 1. Answer a quick questionnaire so we can assess your risk and profile. We'll build you a custom, globally diversified portfolio. Confirm it or talk to us if you're not sure what this all means. Step 2. Set up your investment account by telling us more about yourself. Simply choose an account type, fill out some details, and complete the investor contract. Step 3. Let's put your money to work by funding your account. Link your account to your bank to complete the process from the comfort of your couch. Enter the starting amount and the frequency of future deposits to build your wealth over time. You're all set. Through Sarwa's dashboard, you can manage your accounts, track your goals, and see how much wealth you've accumulated. We make it simple to watch your wealth potential through our simulator. Want more details? Click on your accounts to see performance, holdings, and other information. More hands-off? Put everything on cruise control and never think about it again.
So essentially, Since we launched in February, we were able to go through 5 cycles of iteration.
What has been the level of acceptance? Thinking about people who would actually use something like this. Going back to Raquel, how many Raquels are there out there?
Yeah, it's a great question.
And how much money would they want to put onto the platform?
Yeah, great question. While we were launching and through the Hive, the FinTech Hive, we were able to grow a waitlist actually. And actually, as of today, we have 300,000 assets invested. So initially, because of regulatory concerns, not concerns, but testing, we were slowing down that growth, and more we're lifting it. So up to now, it's been very controlled. A lot of cycles, again, to make it operational. The typical behavior we're seeing, people want to start with $2,000 or $5,000 and then set up monthly contributions after that on a monthly or quarterly basis.
How does your investment strategy differ from a customer who is well informed in advance? So what is the differentiating factor?
Yeah, the differentiating factor, it'll take too long. But essentially, if someone knows how to invest, the service becomes all about the hassle-free investing, where on an ongoing basis, you don't need to monitor markets. The algorithm will optimally rebalance it back to your risk profile. So if you love investing, don't use Sarwa. If you want, you know what good investing is, the passive way, diversification, etc., but you don't want to monitor it, that's where the service comes in and fills it as markets fluctuate. You don't need to watch it. You can draw out all the noise and make sure that you're always optimally diversified.
Taking the sort of theme of inclusion as opposed to people who want to grow their wealth, part of tapping into that market is people who are excluded from investing, perhaps because they've been trapped by one of these guys who's given them bad advice. They're worried about getting money home. So I imagine a lot of your customers now are proactive. They're not in that exclusion element. How are you approaching shifting your model to get the buy-in of the people who are perhaps emotionally not ready to invest yet?
Yeah, that's a great question. So you completely nailed it. Some people were almost waiting for this. Other ones, they require more time. So our approach is free lunch and learns that we're doing. So we have lunch and learns at our offices at the FinTech Hive as well as at companies. So we go in, we serve croissant, coffee, usually about 20 to 30 people. And we were having these seminars where we talk about the 4 rules of investing. So things like diversification, why you should start early, what's a low fee, what's a transparent fee. So, and in parallel, we're doing it all digital. So we're launching a series of videos that explains these. So it's a mix of one-on-ones, one-to-many, and digital that is all about giving value before they sign up as a client.